Hi, my name is Larry Kenney, and I'm a voice actor. You may know me from some 1980s cartoon series, animated series that I did. I played Lion-O in Thundercats, and I played Dolph in Tiger Sharks, and Bluegrass in Silverhawks, Boom Boom Burmese in Karate Cat. In the world of television commercials, I've been the voice of Count Chocula for close to 40 years, and I have been the voice of Sonny the Cocoa Puffs bird for about that long, and I still am. Let's see, you hear me on the end of Skittles commercials. I'm the guy that says, "Feel the rainbow, taste the rainbow." I'm the announcer on VH1's Best Week Ever. And I'm the announcer on Discovery Channel's show called Tickle. It's a brand new series, a spin-off of Moonshiners. And I do lots of things on VH1 like 40 Funniest Fails and viral videos and things like that. And if you're a fan of Imus in the Morning, I was on that show for 35 years. That's about it.
So how did you get started in voice acting?
I started in radio as a disc jockey 50 years ago when I was 15 years old in Peoria, Illinois, at a radio station. And I always, even back then, I did a lot of cartoon-type voices, character voices, impressions of famous people during my show, and that led to doing things like cartoon series and character voices on cartoon shows and commercials.
How'd you get? Were you the first Sonny, or was there Sonny before?
No. The first Sonny was Cocoa Puffs commercials was Chuck McCann, and he moved to California from New York back in about 78 or 79, and I took over the role. And the first Count Chocula was a guy named Jim Dukas, and he retired, I believe, in about 1980, and that's when I became the voice of Count Chocula on the commercial.
Is it terrible how tortured Sonny is? I mean, you figure about these kids are all over stuffing food down his throat to the point where he's pretty much an addict at this point, and he's even a pusher at one point trying to get other kids hooked. So
I wouldn't touch that line. I just like to think he just loves the cereal. He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
So you've done Cocoa Puffs and you've done Count Chocula. Is it different doing two different chocolate characters?
No, it's for the same companies. General Mills makes both of them. So there was a time when I won the audition to do Lucky the Leprechaun for Lucky Charms, but they decided they shouldn't have me do all three of them because if something happened to my voice, then they'd be out three mascots. But they're different characters. It's just like playing a different character in a cartoon series.
So how did you get the role of Lion-O?
Same as every other role, audition. My agent called me one day and said, tomorrow at 2 o'clock, you go to such and such a place and you're auditioning for a new cartoon series. So you go and they show you pictures of the character and tell you something about it, about the show and about the character, and then they ask you what you think he should sound like. So that particular character, Lion-O, is pretty much my own voice, just a little more dramatic, you know. Whereas I might be sitting here talking to you and say, sort of omens come to my hand, I Lion-O command it. When you're acting, it's more like, sort of omens come to my hand, I Lion-O command it. Thank you. Thank you. That's acting.
So then you moved on to the other Rankin Bass shows. You said you did Bluegrass and Silverhawks. How's it different transitioning between both those voices?
Well, it's just it's just a different part. It's like any actor playing a different part. You know, if you do film, you play one character in one movie, and then you come up with a new character for the other movie. You know, Bluegrass and Silverhawks was pretty much my own voice too. It's just with a southern accent. You know, remember I used to play that guitar and go Shazam. How about that, kid?
And then Dolph in Tiger Sharks.
Well, Dolph was Irish, don't you know? I don't know why he was Dolph, but he was half dolphin and half man, you know. And he talked like this. He had a bit of an Irish brogue. I don't recall if that was my own idea or if it was probably the producer's idea to make him Irish. I don't remember why.
Because Dolph wasn't even an Earthling, was he?
No, they were half man, half fish. There was Dolph and.
I mean, in his normal form.
No, you're right. He was pretty much a fish. It's been a long time ago. That series didn't last. Well, we only did about.
That was part of a different show called The Comic Strip.
Yes. And then we did Karate Cat as part of that too, where I played Boom Boom Burmese, this big fat.
Better be careful, Karate. Big Mama's coming.
So you did pretty much the two shows that I liked on Comic Strip.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Yes. The other two were Street Frog. I wasn't in Street Frogs.
Frogs, which is about a bunch of hip-hop frogs, and didn't work for me. And then Camp Minimon, which just personally didn't work.
You used kids' voices for that one, as I recall.
I think so, because I know that the intro's in my head, and they sound like it was all kids.
Somebody just told me today, and I had never heard this before, but Seth Green, when he was a kid, did some voices on Thundercats. I never knew that.
I'll have to look into that, see what role he played. And we'll put it up in the text right about here. Okay? Okay. So you also got to play your own father in the remake of
Father, you know. No, it was fun. In the remake of Thundercats, and I thought it was great because it was Warner Brothers kind of paying an homage to the fans and the cast of the original Thundercats.
Of course, you had to die in that one.
Sure, because it was kind of like a prequel, although some young man corrected me and said it was not a prequel because, and I forget what he said. But yeah, it was kind of, the first episode was a flashback to when Claudius was still alive, and yeah, that was fun though. And I thought it was a nice thing for Warner Brothers to do.
How do you think Wilfredo did as Lionel?
Will was great. Will was fantastic, and I wish for him and Emmanuel Tricky and Matthew Mercer and the rest of the cast. I thought they all did a great job, and the writers, Warner Brothers did a fantastic job with it. I just wish it had continued. Maybe at some point it will.
Did you know that some of your outtakes from the old Thundercats was on the, you've heard about it by now?
And, sure, yeah. That was quite a shock when I first heard them. I'm going to have to cut this short, I'm afraid.
Okay, yeah. So what projects are you working on now? Last question.
Still doing Cocoa Puffs commercials, Count Chocula. Still doing Skittles, feel the rainbow, taste the rainbow, that's me. I'm the announcer on a VH1 series called Best Week Ever, which is coming back this fall. I'm the announcer on VH1's 40 Funniest Fails, a couple other VH1 shows, and I'm an announcer on a Discovery Channel show this year called Tickle, which is a spin-off of Moonshiners. So I'm still going at it.
Okay, and final question, any advice for anybody else who wants to go into voice acting?
Take lessons, take courses, take a course, Google or whatever, Bing your local area, and find out places that offer voice acting classes. Take the classes, because you can't really break into this business without doing that.
All right. Do you have a website or anything and people can keep you on it? On Facebook? Okay. All right. Okay, thank you very much, sir.